2010 season. This call became necessary as a result of different fire incidents that occurred at Akeson Market in Oyo and some other parts of the state. In the press statement issued by the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosun, the state government expressed sympathy with victims of these fire disasters while assuring that the present administration of Governor Seyi Makinde will do whatever it can to assist the victims. He admonished people to ensure they are not careless on ways and manners naked fire is handled, advising them to urgently contact the nearest fire service station to them or use the state security emergency line 615 immediately a fire incident occurred. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has placed police commands and formations nationwide on red alert. This follows the report that some domestic interests are planning to embark on massive public disturbances and sabotage to protest the killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in an airstrike by the United States. The force spokesman, DCP Frank Umba, said in Abuja that zonal AIGs and command commissioners of police have been directed to ensure maximum surveillance and security of lives and property across the nation. The Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service, Mohammed Babandede, has dismissed what he described as fake video on the visa on arrival policy being circulated on the social media. Babandede, in a statement in Abuja, dissociated the Nigeria Immigration Service from the video that he said may have the tendency of misinforming the public and cast doubt on the good intentions of the government. He said all official releases are done on their official website www.immigration.gov.ng as the most credible and approved platform on which such sensitive national issues can be disseminated and circulated. The NIS spokesman, Sunday James, called on the general public to disregard the fake video while assuring them of highly professional service delivery in the interest of the nation. Public and private schools across Oyo State have resumed second-term academic activities after the Yuletide. Last-term academic activities came to an end on December 13, 2019, following the completion of examinations and other end-of-year programs by various schools. At Eleyele High School, the two principals, teachers and students, according to Pensioners FM correspondents, said they were fully prepared for teaching and learning after relaxing and refreshing themselves during the 3-week break. When Pensioners FM got to Awaru Islam Primary School, the headmistress said there is low turnout of students, stating that most parents believe their children or wards would be made to clean the school's environment, hence the delay in resumption. The respondents, including the students and their teachers, said the period gave them the opportunities to enjoy the Christmas and New Year holidays as declared by the federal government. This is Pensioners 106.7 FM. Let's now talk some pension and labor stories. Welcome back. Organized labor, industrialists and civil rights groups have condemned the hike in electricity tariffs by the federal government. Labour, in an interview, described the electricity tariff hike as a daylight extortion considering the epileptic power supply in the country. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, on its part, berated the federal government for increasing the tariffs and for being lackadaisical about estimated billing by distribution companies. The increase in electricity tariffs has been described as insensitive to the economic realities in the country and counterproductive. The National Pension Commission plans to raise pension bonds through the Debt Management Office (DMO) to offset the pension arrears of federal retirees. The arrears was said to have accumulated through accrued rights. The chairman, Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service, Ibrahim Shekarau, disclosed that the federal government retirees are currently owed over 400 billion naira accrued pension rights. According to reports, the commission had been in talks with the DMO on how to raise the pension bonds to clear the pension arrears. A labor walkout that has frustrated Paris commuters and abandoned thousands of holiday travelers in France is into its second month, becoming the country's longest continuous railway strike with no end in sight. The dead end over the government's plan to merge 42 pension schemes into a single point based system has seen workers at the state owned railway company and Paris public transport operator down tools since December 5. The previous longest railway workers' strike over salary and working conditions lasted for 28 days in 1986 and early 1987. From the 3rd of January, 700,000 pension members spanning a wide range of independent professional groups from doctors and nurses to physiotherapists, accountants, airline personnel, and lawyers have joined the strike, declining all forms of medical treatment and planning to close their offices on January 6. Away from labor matters, Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni is on a 6-day march through the jungle, walking 195 kilometers. He is backtracking his forces' 1986 route when they seized power after the fall of Idi Amin and Milton Obote. Critics have dismissed the march, saying it is a political stunt by Museveni ahead of Uganda's elections next year when he is expected to seek a 6th term in office. Museveni is facing a challenge from a pop star, Bobby Wine, who portrays himself as a champion of the poor. The United Nations Security Council will meet behind closed doors about the situation in Libya as Turkish troops began deploying to the country in a bid to shore up the UN-recognized government in Tripoli. The meeting, which will hold at Russia's request, is formally focused on an international conference on Libya that Germany hopes to organize the month end. The date for the meeting is yet to be announced. Monday's talks, according to reports, will be the first chance for Security Council members to discuss controversial security and maritime deals struck by Libya and Turkey in November and Ankara's subsequent decisions to send troops to Libya. Turkey's move comes after the Tripoli-based government of national accord under sustained attack since renegade military commander Khalifa Haftar launched an offensive in April, making it a formal request for military support. A police spokesman says a man struck a police car with an object and attempted to assault officers who were standing by the vehicle. He said the man was holding a knife behind his back and refused to cooperate with officers. The man, who was Turkish, was warned by officers to stop his attack before he was shot, but he refused. Deutsche Welle reported that Germany revised its terror threat level last week, citing possible attacks after the US killed an Iranian general. The incident came hours after police in France shot and wounded a man who had rushed towards a group of policemen with a knife in the eastern city of Metz. Rain has fallen in fire-ravaged parts of Australia and temperatures have dropped, but officials have warned that blazes will take off again. Sooty rain fell down the east coast from Sydney to Melbourne, with torrential rain reported in some parts of New South Wales (NSW). But officials have warned that temperatures would rise by Thursday. They also said huge fires in Victoria and New South Wales could meet to create a larger mega blaze. New South Wales State Premier Gladys Berejiklian warned that there is no room for self-satisfaction yet. Students in several major Indian cities are planning protests after students and teachers of the Jawaharlal Nehru University (JNU) in the capital, Delhi, were attacked. At least 40 students and staff were admitted to hospitals after being attacked by masked men wielding sticks. Police have, according to report, begun a probe and say they have identified some of the assailants. Students in some cities like Mumbai and Hyderabad have already taken to streets in support of Jawaharlal Nehru University. The JNU Students' Union blamed the violence on the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, a right-wing student body linked to India's governing Bharatiya Janata Party. Health chiefs have said a mysterious viral pneumonia that has infected dozens in central China is not severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. They also discounted bird flu and Middle East respiratory syndrome, saying investigations are ongoing. A total of 59 cases have been reported in the city of Wuhan, 7 of which are considered critical. The outbreak prompted Singapore and Hong Kong to bring in screening processes for travelers from the city. An epidemic of the potentially deadly flu-like SARS virus killed more than 700 people around the world in 2002 and 2003 after originating in China. It is Pensioners 106.7 FM. We'll be back with some entertainment and sports stories. You're welcome back. On the entertainment scene, former Big Brother Niger housemate Thatcher has come out to give the reason for her end of contract with T-Bills management company. The reality TV star said after signing with the T-Bills management company, things didn't go as planned, and according to her, even though she had complained about her reservations, nothing was done to fix it. Hence, her decision to part ways with T-Bills company. She said her expectations and targets were cut short, especially after the first month of being signed to the management, though she drew their attention to her concerns and also tried to manage the situation by being patient and hoping for a change that didn't come. It would be recalled that a few days ago, Thatcher had released a press statement via her Instagram page where she announced that she was no longer signed to T-Bills company, Bills Vision. And to sport, Inter Milan manager Antonio Conte is keen to bolster his defensive options, and Kashimo Kato claims the Nerazzurri are keen to Chelsea left-back Marcos Alonso has featured just 8 times for Frank Lampard's side in the Premier League this season, with the likes of Cesar Azpilicueta and Emerson being preferred for the left-back slot by Lampard over the course of the campaign. He was a regular under Conte as the pair won the Premier League title together in the 2016-2017 season, and the Italian is keen on a reunion with the former Bolton Wanderers man. 2 potential deals are on the table, either a £35 million move this month or a loan deal with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. To end news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM, here is a recap of the stories. Oyo State government has counseled residents over fire disaster and commiserate with victims. Uganda President Yoweri Museveni is on a 6-day march through the jungle of 195 kilometers to celebrate the nation's heroes. Rain has fallen in fire-ravaged parts of Australia, dropping temperatures to minimal level. And in sport, Antonio Conte is set to bolster his defensive options with Chelsea's left-back Marcos Alonso. For any information, contact us on these mobile numbers 08120086270 or 08121889462, or visit us at Oyo State Pensioners House, Agbarigo, Onireke, Ibadan. The news editor is Omobolaji Akintola, assisted by Michael Adeyemo. On behalf of the production crew, I am ABIOLA Ayodele. Good afternoon.
From the horizon to the setting of the sun, here is the first labor radio in Africa. Pensioners
106.7 FM.
Agbarigo Nireke Ibadan. A station for the elderly, the youths, the teenagers, and in fact, our children. It is a station for all. So come patronize us on Pensioners
106.7 FM.
Ibadan. All corporate organizations, ministries, departments, and agencies of government, government parastatals and commissions, artisans, private companies, market men and women, professional civil servants, and other categories of workers. This is your station. Just visit the marketing department of Pensioners
106.7 FM.
Agbarigo Nireke Ibadan, and you will be glad you did. Pensioners FM, the voice of liberation. The voice of liberation.
I need you to hold still. You've lost a lot of blood, please.
There's fire all over the city, no one can sleep.